Hi you guys, it's Stephanie with Coffee Paper Scissors. Welcome back to my channel. So I have completed all of the pages of the calendar, and I did like a decorative layout for the front cover. I have already gone and done a little bit of the prepping. I did not decorate the back cover of the prepping for putting my rings on. And what I do is the whole, what are they called? Hole reinforcers, you know? And so I will show you how I do that. I just didn't figure you needed to see me do that many of them to understand what I was doing. Okay, I have made mistakes doing this in the past. Like I put my punch in the wrong place. So you have to really, think about what you're doing, because you will goof. I did goof the last time I made one, and I goofed on another one that I made recently. And maybe I'll show you that. But okay, so what I would suggest you do first is all of the holes that would be at the top for when you hang it on the wall. You know how a calendar has the little holes where you flip the page up and you hang it on the wall on a nail. So if you do all of those first, then you won't accidentally do the other ones up here that would be the ones that would be holding the date to the layout, the calendar days to the layout page up above. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. Do these holes first and you shouldn't have a problem. To do those holes, I just go and look at the back side and use my hole punch and just kind of line it up. And then I move that off to the side. Do the punch and then off to the side. And so I've kept my month labels on because as you're doing this, you might get them out of order, and then you might come to one and you might be like, I don't remember which month that was. So it's a good idea if you can, just to keep them with the label on there. I'm back in my craft room. I was in the last video I made also, I'm pretty sure. But it's not all put back together yet. My husband and I have been going through and adding the trim back in. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go and put my labels in. Let me move my light a little bit so that you're not getting a shadow with by my hand, hopefully. And you don't have to do this. My pages are layered up enough that the nail's probably not gonna cause a problem. But I just do it just to kind of finish it off. But you don't have to if you don't want to. But then doing these hole punches, this is why I was trying to explain when I was first starting that you really want to be aware of where you're putting your decorations, so that when you go back to try and punch it, there's not, something right where you want to put your hole, like for instance, a button or lace or fabric that you're having a hard time getting a hole punch to punch through, something like that. So today, so my husband, does the measuring and cutting and then, nailing the trim back up, but I come behind with the caulk and, do all the caulking. Oh my goodness, that takes forever. The seams are fine on the base molding, but all of the trim and stuff that goes around the doors, the casing and all that, When it's just stained wood, you don't notice so much all the I don't know, gaps. But when it's all painted white, because I've been going through painting it white, some of those gaps are just insane. And not because my husband cut them wrong, but because that was like the original trim when we bought the house. It was what was put up, and houses aren't perfectly square and doors aren't perfectly you know how it goes. Okay, so the next thing I do is I flip it this way so that I know I'm putting the holes where they're supposed to be. If I'm looking at this, I might get confused. I shouldn't, since I put a hole up here, but I do it this way so that I know. And I make myself a little template. And on this one, I did about 2 inches in, and then enough down so that a hole reinforcer will fit and not hang off. So then I go in and I do all of my punches. And then I take it and I flip it to the other side so that it's the same distance on every page and all of your holes are lined up. Okay, so you can see why I did some of them without you guys, because it's a little tedious. But anyway, all that caulking that I've been doing, you know, it's a whole bunch of squats. Up and down, up off the floor, back onto the floor, you know, to get low enough. Filling all the nail holes and all that kind of thing. It's a lot. And so, you know, a few hours of that every day, because my husband has to work also. So then when he's done working, he's been, you know, doing that. Well, he's been out of town, so he got home on Saturday afternoon, and I figured, you know, he would just be worn out from the week and wouldn't want to do it, but he wanted to. So we got the trim done mostly in one room, and then on Sunday afternoon we did the trim in another room, and then yesterday afternoon we did the trim in my craft room. So we get to take a break from that sort of thing, but I still have so much painting to do. Okay, so there's something in my way over here. I'm just hitting paper, I guess. Yeah, I have so much painting to do. It's crazy. But, you know, it'll happen. It'll happen eventually. I'm gonna not worry myself about it and just do it as I see fit. I used to really like if I started a project, I needed to work on it until it was done, but I'm not so much that way anymore. If somebody sees that I've got the door trim painted on three of the, you know, doors that are at my upstairs area, but one of them isn't done, before that would have just like freaked me out. I've been like, no, people cannot see that. But I don't care. I don't care anymore. Don't care. It's kind of funny. An example of how I've I don't know, let go is we run out of spoons. And I have a lot of spoons. I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's probably 16 spoons. And we would run out before I would run the dishwasher. And so somebody'd have to get into the dishwasher and clean one. Well, I looked into just buying some more spoons of the silverware set that we have. But that's really an expensive thing to do. You could buy a whole new set of silverware pretty much for buying only spoons. It's really kind of silly. But so what I did was I went to a thrift store and I found, okay, so this needs to be punched down here. I went to a thrift store and found spoons that don't even match my spoons, my silverware set. previously, I would not. No, I would not have done that. And now I'm like, I don't care. I don't care anymore. And I've shown people, I'm like, look, they don't match. And they look at me and they're like, oh my goodness, Stephanie, good job. Yeah, I don't care anymore. Okay, so all of the holes are punched. And now I'm gonna go and put my reinforcer. Now, there is so much paper here on this that the reinforcers are not necessary, but it just, to me, it just finishes it off. But if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. There's plenty of paper, especially on this one, since I've done both sides. One of the things that I did while all of the furniture was out of my craft room was I put up some curtains on my window. There was, you know, a shade, but it wasn't one of those room darkening shades or anything like that. So as I sit here at my desk, the sunlight coming in would blind me and I'd have a hard time focusing on what I was doing. So I put up a curtain and man, it helps so much. It does create more shadows, I notice, as I'm working here, to not have the daylight coming in right above me. But that's okay. It's not blinding me. Of course, if you wanted to do some paper that matched and you had a punch that punches out these sorts of things, you could always do matching paper, but I don't really mind. I don't have my door back on my craft room. Oh my goodness, they're paneled doors, and they're stained wood, and they're cheap. You know, they're nothing special or fancy, and I do want to paint them white, but I don't want to paint them. Oh my goodness, have you ever painted paneled doors before? Talk about a nightmare. So I want to call around and see if there's a company that I can take them to and have them do it for me. Where they just, like, I don't know, spray them or something, because I don't have a sprayer. Oops, I don't have a sprayer. I don't want to buy one. And I also don't have a place, I don't think, that I could do it and not, you know, make a total mess. Outside's not going to work so much right now because it's, you know, too cold outside. And we might have one more day of nice weather, but it's getting pretty cold. Okay, so we have them all ready. So this is the back page. And then you know how they always give you like an extra little page, the at a glance, you know? So I left that obviously because December is there. So then what you want to do is just face my December layout to my December month, and then my November layout. So when you go to open it, you know, it's like this. So you face it like that. November. So now we need October. Here's October, and we face it down like that. My September, we face it down. August, I love August. July, face it down. June, May, April, I love March also. So cool. February. Look at how elaborate. I put so much into that. They got easier and easier as the time went by. And then January. So January is this one. And it goes down like that. So now all of my holes for hanging it on a nail on the wall, they all line up. And then all of the holes for these line up. So I use these because, you know, they open. You could use ribbon, you know, whatever you want to put through there just to put, you know, hold them together. Anything would work, really. And then you just put it through and close it. And there we go. So there is our calendar for 2022. That only took me, I don't know, 3 months. All right, so let's go ahead and flip through. I'm gonna flip through sideways, I think, just so you can see. So January, and you can see that it all lines up and everything opens and it hangs fine on the wall. I've been using mine from last year. It hangs fine. January, February, kind of fun, right? And I kind of look forward to it, you know, each month when I go to turn the page, and it just takes me back to when I made the page. So next year when I'm looking at this, I'll think about how my house was all torn up, and hopefully at that point my house will be all, you know, everything will be painted that I wanted painted and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully it'll be all done. It's getting caught there. I did tear this a little. I'll probably just put a little tape on it. All right. So there is that. Now I have a surprise. Do you remember how these are dollar store calendars? Well, they came with two, the big one and the small one. So as I've been doing them, I've been doing a small version as well for a giveaway. How exciting! Yay! Okay, so they're not exactly the same because I couldn't fit all of the same things into such a small spot, but they're almost the same. So for instance, on this one, there was a hot chocolate recipe, but I couldn't fit that in there. And that one's similar, but not the same. How cute, you guys. I had fun doing this, knowing I was gonna surprise you at the end. Oops, I missed one. June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. And I did finish off the back page on this one and put my little handmade by me. And I just tied it closed with a little bit of seam binding just to make it cute. So yes, I'm doing a giveaway on this. So if you would like to be entered into the giveaway, you have to be a subscriber. Please give me a thumbs up. in your comment, say enter me, because you may not want one. And so you can still leave me a comment, but make sure you say enter me if you want to be entered. And then you must be 18 or older, and then US only, please. And I feel bad doing that, but I went to the post office the other day, and the most recent journal that I sold, the prices went up for the holidays. I'm like, oh, come on. So it was like, you know, more. And I figure it being, how much more would they attach to an overseas package? I have no idea. And I was talking to somebody one time who lives in Africa, and she said somebody sent her something and it cost like 70 or 80 bucks. I don't remember what she said it was, and that it was a small package. And I can't do that. So I'm sorry, but I can't take the chance. And so US only, please. And then we'll do the drawing. Today is Tuesday. I'm gonna put this up today. So how about we do the drawing on, I'll do the drawing on Saturday. That way I can get it mailed out maybe on Monday. So Saturday, what day is that? The 23rd? Saturday, October 23rd. And I'll put that up at some point during the day on Saturday. So thanks you guys for watching. Good luck if you are interested in being entered, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.